Okay, everybody. So today we have a special kind of live stream for you. We are doing a student kind of feature. His name is, well, we'll call him Wolfgang. And say hello, Wolfgang.
Hello everyone, I am Tim's student.
Okay, let me know if you can not hear Wolfgang. Wolfgang is going to tell you a little bit about how long he's been playing and how long he's been taking lessons from me or just piano lessons in general.
Okay, can everyone hear me, sir?
So it will. I can hear you. I'll turn your volume up a little bit, but like I said, if you see that, if you don't hear him, say it in the chat. If you do hear him, it's not a problem. I'm pretty sure they'll be able to hear you the way I have it set up. All right, so go ahead, Wolfgang. Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so I've been playing piano. Well, I began studying piano 3 years ago in 2013. I kind of got interested in it, and I didn't know a way to start it, so I was searching for online lessons on the internet, and then I came across Tim's channel, which was like a miracle to me because I really liked it, and his videos were really cool, and the explanations were made very clearly. So I liked his channel, and apparently his videos kind of even inspired me more and motivated me more to even keep studying. So I studied 1 year by just watching his YouTube channel, and then I found out about his website, and apparently I just got into his website, and now I'm his student. And the past 2 years I've been watching his videos from his website, and that is how I've been learning piano.
Yeah, and then we've also been doing some Skype lessons as well for about 2 years now, I think, and which isn't something I do officially yet, but I do it with Wolfgang each week. And then you also have you're starting to get more professional because you have a teacher in person there where you are, and then you're about to go to a music, or no, you're going to a music school. Is that right?
Yeah,
Okay, very, very nice. And you're trying to get into a conservatory?
yeah.
All right, very cool. So Wolfgang had become, inspired enough to really take this to the next level, become more of a professional player, which is really what it's all about. So, if I can get some people to really just get started online, learn, the basics or maybe even some of the more advanced stuff, and then, if they just choose to, they can go ahead and learn it professionally. Or, obviously most people probably fall in the category. They're just trying to learn a few songs or learn it on their own time and things like that. But Wolfgang has taken it to the next level, and he'll show you what that's all about here in a second. So tell us about the song that we are playing today.
Well, I'm gonna be playing Bach's Prelude number 6 and the Fugue in D minor, which is from his first book, The Well-Tempered Clavier, book number 1.
Yep. All right. Very good. So let me just make sure everything is all set up, and then just let me know when you're ready, Wolfgang.
Okay, just a second. Okay,
All right. I'm ready whenever you are.
okay. I'll be playing both the Prelude and the Fugue after the Prelude. sorry for the mistakes. This kind of happens to me, and I get really nervous when playing for people. So I'm gonna try this part again.
Okay.
Oh, I kind of messed up in here. I'm just gonna stop for now in here, and we'll talk about it, and then I probably will try and resume later, because I kind of feel nervous right now.
Okay, sure, sure, not a problem at all. So yeah, the prelude turned out really well. The fugue, you almost made it to the end. I think if we started it again here in a couple of minutes, you could finish it no problem. So he did play it for me. Just so everybody knows, he played it for me like right before we started, and it was like really, really, really good. So this is one of the reasons we do this, is it kind of gives you a little more practice playing in front of people. Even though they're not in the room with you, you still know that you're playing in front of people. So it still has that same kind of effect. So that's really what this lesson is all about, just to give you, Wolfgang, the extra practice in playing in front of people. Generally, if I was playing in front of, say, a group of professors or a group of really just about anybody in the room, making mistakes while performing is super, super common. It happens to me, it happens to Wolfgang, it happens to everybody. And one thing you should do when you make a mistake is do your best to just continue. You know, you don't have to necessarily apologize or anything like that. So just continue the best you can, and the listener will certainly understand. I think anybody that's performed or done anything in front of anybody kind of understands the nervousness that goes into it. But I thought it was well done overall. We'll try this one again here, see if we can get like another more relaxed playthrough of this fugue. But it sounded pretty good. What did everybody think? Okay, look, we have some good comments here. Let's see. Wow, cool. I've been learning a year and absolutely will not be that good in another two. Says Tim. Avi says awesome. I'm loving it. Hyperactive Gamer says I just started piano. 500. Okay, that's more like of a comment of recommendations on. I'll answer that here in a minute. And yeah, so it seems like it was pretty well received. That guy Wolf is good, says Hyperactive Gamer. So, and it looks like there's a couple more comments here. Let me read them. I have to scroll down a bit. Yeah, and Yash is back, who was actually like one of my first subscribers, probably in addition to Wolfgang here. And Yash even seems to like it as well. I'm not sure what that face means, like the three, the like smiley face with the three, but I assume that means you liked it. So it looks like everybody liked it here, Wolfgang. So you're among friends here, and they seem to have liked it. So how is the experience? What do you think?
For me,
Yeah.
well, this is kind of, this is something I think that every student goes through when they first begin performing in front of others, because it's very unusual. I mean, when you just mentioned like a minute ago that when I just played for you privately, I have no problem because I'm used to playing for you, but there is many other people right now watching the live stream. And the fact that I understand that this is a live stream, there's many people watching it, I kind of get nervous. So I'm just trying to ignore that and just play it by myself. But I don't know if it's working out.
No, yeah, no, it's doing fine. You know, we'll probably do more of these in the future. Maybe, not, tomorrow or next week, but we will, just to get that extra practice in. Because the more you do this, the more you'll be able to play for your teachers better, the more you'll be able to play for your peers and your family and anybody else when you get in that setting. Because, like I said, the nerves never completely go away, but they do get a lot better when you have more experience. So as I've said on the channel many times, the way you get better at something is to do it more often. And if you do it enough, generally you'll get pretty good at it. So this is just a learning experience. How, if you don't mind telling the audience how old you are?
Well, I'm 16.
16. So he's only 16. I think being able to play Prelude and Fugue, and like I said, when we played it before, it was it was near perfect. It was pretty good. So for 16, this is really impressive. Fugues especially are not easy pieces. Preludes, even preludes, aren't super easy. You have to have something going on in terms of musical ability to play those. Now I lost the page and I'm all. Well, here it is. Yeah, so as you can see, even this prelude, even though it's a bit simpler than the fugue, there's a lot going on, so it's definitely not easy. And for a 16-year-old, I think that is pretty impressive, I think. All right, let's see. Okay, no new comments have trickled in so far. So if anybody has any comments or questions here for Wolfgang, let us know. If not, we'll end the stream soon. Maybe I'll give some announcements on what we're talking about tonight, since we are having a live stream tonight at 8 p.m. my time, Eastern Standard Time. So that might be a little bit different time for you. So plan accordingly. Okay.
Can I give it a go again, starting from that part that I messed up?
You can do that, and then maybe yeah, let's do that. So that was on the last page, right? Second page.
Yeah, it starts from here. Let me see. Okay. No, over here.
See, there you go. So once the nerves get worked out a little bit, he was able to play it a lot better. Would you be able to try the whole fugue from beginning to end?
Okay, I can try and give it a shot. Hopefully I don't mess it up.
Well, don't think that way. Say, hopefully I'll get it 100% right, or hopefully I'll get it, pretty good. And then before you start, just take a deep breath, exhale, and then begin. So I'm ready whenever you are.
Okay.
Yeah, much better. All right. How'd you feel about that one?
I was a bit more calm and steady, and the nervousness just went away. I mean, it's like the first time you play it, you make a mistake, you get nervous, and then the second time you play it, you're not nervous anymore. Just play it calmly, and it feels relaxing when you play it the second time because like all the emotions and all that nervousness just comes out of you while you're playing.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's a good tip. So, on the once you get over the nervousness, like say you're playing in front of a crowd and you have a set of songs to play. A lot of times, by the time you get to the end of your program, like whatever songs you're playing, especially if you ever get to play them twice, the second time through, or as you just get used to playing in front of the group, you feel a little bit calmer, and that works out a lot. So I thought this last playthrough was a lot better, and then the prelude from the beginning was pretty good as well. All right, very awesome. Anybody have any other comments here? Bodacious of notes chosen, baseline notes, not bass. Okay. The piece is super hard. I've tried before and I gave up, says Shabelle. And then, there's Yash again, or Yash. Okay, everybody. Any last minute comments or questions for Wolfgang? While you're getting those ready, I'll tell you what's coming up tonight. Tonight, we are talking about how to get better at reading ledger lines. So, we've done a lot of lessons on reading notes on the staff. And I'm actually going to give you some tips I've never given before about how to read and master notes off of the staff that go really high up and really low, like they do in this prelude and fugue at times. So you'll get a lot better at reading those notes because as you get more advanced, you will have to get good at that. Obviously, the easier stuff that you learn in the beginning won't require that so much, but it will be required once you get, obviously to this level, but not even, like even quite a bit before you get to this level, you'll have to be good at reading notes high up and off, high up and high and low on each of the staff. So that's what we're talking about tonight. Today I'm releasing a video at around 2 o'clock about what was that one about? Oh, it was a practice session doing intervals. So it was a live stream we had done a week or two ago, and I edited it together to make a nice cohesive lesson for you. So yeah, so that's what's coming up. Look forward to that. We're having another live stream tonight, 8 p.m. You're all invited. Okay, Bodacious says, I think there was a Eminem commercial. The music single notes I seen recently. Do you find this interesting? You're all about the 12 notes, Bodacious. Okay, so anybody have any questions for Wolfgang? Preferably about not the 12 single notes because I don't think he knows the answers to those. But
Just
go ahead.
yeah, just there's this a person, Chabelle Piano, that wrote this piece is super hard. I've tried before and I gave up.
Yep.
Well, in case he or she is still in the live stream, just to let you know, don't give up on a piece just because it is hard and of the time that it will take to accomplish it, because the time is going to pass anyway. So just do your best. I mean, don't even think about giving up if you like practicing music and piano that much. So if you have still given up and you're not practicing it anymore, I am suggesting you to give it a shot again and not to think about giving up because it's a really great piece, especially when you master it. I'll play it from beginning to end without any mistakes.
Yeah, that's some good advice for sure. If you are at the technical ability level where this is hard for you, but it's within reach, you should absolutely go for it. What I recommend though is if you try this one, and it's a little bit outside your reach, to actually learn Prelude number 1 first, because that's a really good segue. So obviously Wolfgang's right. You don't want to give up on if that's a piece you've always wanted to play, don't give up on it. But probably what you will have to do, depending on where your level's at, I don't know you personally, but you might want to learn just the first one first because that one's the easiest one. It's like a very good introduction into these preludes and fugues. And this one, you actually may even know this one already. The prelude and fugue in C major. I suggest start with that one and then maybe jump to number 6 here. Prelude and fugue number 6. But he's right. So overall, you don't want to give up on it and then feel defeated about it. You may just have to put it on the back burner for a while, learn a couple of other pieces to build your way up to there, and then go for it. But yeah, you don't want to totally give up for sure. Hyperactive, if you have time, but you don't have to. Oh, you asked a question about the keyboard. Yeah, let me look at that for you. I did scroll past that. Sorry about that. So taking a look here, I'm just beginning piano. I started with a DSR 500, which is old like from the 80s. Okay, does the job, and I want to get a P45. Is this a Yamaha for you active gamer? Let's see. Keyboard. So I'm looking it up now. And then, okay, that's an 88 key weighted action digital piano. Sustain pedal and power supply. Okay. About $500. GHS weighted keys. Let me just look through the features here for you. Dual mode. Does it have internal speakers? Most Yamahas do. I think those are the speakers on the side. The only thing I would look up, this looks good, like especially if you're looking for a step up to like mid-range piano, you're looking for something with full 88 keys, feels more like a real piano. This is probably what you want to go for. I'm assuming it does have built-in speakers because it doesn't look like it actually has an audio out. So I think you're good on that, but I would just double check to make sure it has built-in speakers before you start. And it looks like you can even connect it to your computer USB and use some like software with it if you wish. So yeah, I would say that that's a good step up for you. And yeah, I would buy it if I needed a digital piano. And I didn't already have this Roland here with me, but yeah, I would go for that. Oh yeah, Jonathan. And then hopefully that was good for you, active gamer. If you have any questions further about that, leave them in the comments. And then Chabelle says, great advice, thanks. You're very welcome. You're very welcome as well, active gamer. Very cool. What's that?
I was saying welcome to Chabelle.
Oh, welcome, Chabelle. Welcome, everybody. So if you liked Wolfgang's playing, leave a thumbs up. And when I post a recording, which will be in a couple of days, because I was telling Wolfgang earlier, I learned that if I post the live stream recording the same day I post the regular video, it like messes it up. And I'd heard this from a YouTube guru named Daryl Eves, and I trust him a lot on that. So I'm not gonna mess with it. So what'll happen is I'll post the recording to this maybe Sunday or Monday, and I'll cut out maybe a couple of things here or there. So let's see here. Wolfgang sent me a message over here. I want to take a look at it. Okay. All right. So, yeah, if you have any last minute comments or questions for Wolfgang, let us know. We'll do another one of these sometime in the future after he practices some more pieces. We'll get him to play a different piece for you. What are you learning right now? Let's go over that, Wolfgang. So what kind of pieces are you learning?
Um, well, some tough pieces because I have an exam coming up on May. Let's see. I am learning currently Mendelssohn's Rondo Capriccioso. It's a really tough one in case no one has heard it. You can just search for it on YouTube. And then Chopin's Fantasy, Impromptu. And then what else are we learning? Let's see. I think that's about it. Probably more stuff on the way, but for now, those are all the things that I'm learning.
Yeah, that Chopin is probably a tough one as well. I've never played that specific one, but Chopin's always a bit more challenging, at least for me. All right. So cool. So maybe we'll have you play the Chopin or one of those other pieces when we get closer to May. That actually would probably be a really good like practice thing to do. Like maybe before your exam, we'll do another one of these, and we'll have you play a few of those pieces. That way, you'll get used to playing them in front of other people. Does that sound good with you, Wolfgang?
Yeah, it sounds great. I mean, I feel like we should do this more often because I mean, how many people is there on the live stream? Like 10 people? I don't know. I couldn't play that really well in front of 10 people. And in the exam that I'm having, it's going to be more than 10 people. So I really should start working on on this problem that I get nervous when playing in front of others. a really great way to improve my playing in public.
Yeah, really good. So I accidentally pulled the microphone away from the tablet. Wolfgang was saying that it was really good to be able to play in front of other people. In case you didn't hear that, because I was swinging over here around the other side, and I was like, wait a second, they can't hear him if I don't have the microphone there. So that's what he said. And yeah, we're definitely going to do this again, Wolfgang. We'll probably do it maybe even a couple more times, even before May rolls around. We won't do it every single week because we want you to have time to prepare, your pieces. And let's see. You have a question here, Wolfgang, by a hyperactive gamer. What piano do you use currently?
Well, I was playing on an upright piano, and it's a Russian brand piano. Its name is Octave. And yeah, and then the next question is, what piano did he start with? I started with a Yamaha keyboard 3 years ago, and then I just played on it for 2 years, and then after that, I was given an advice that I should start to actually practice on an actual piano because it's way better for your fingers, a way better exercise because it's you're playing with the real thing, with an actual piano, not a keyboard. So if you have been playing for a long time on a keyboard and if you're able to afford a piano, then I guess you should try to afford a piano and get one because it's better for your fingers and it will improve your playing.
Yeah, there's a lot of truth to that for sure. If you're gonna get a keyboard, get the weighted action keys, and then actually, as you get more expensive keyboards, like I have this Roland here, the keys are really nice on this. It's a lot closer to a real piano, but Wolfgang's right. If you ever get a chance to get a real piano, but there's also some problems around, not problems, but like logistical things to consider when getting a piano. Do you have the resources and the time to get it tuned? Actually, Wolfgang, do you get your piano tuned every like 6 months?
Yeah, you should definitely tune it out because especially like when was first tuning it, I didn't know what are like the rules of tuning the piano, how often you should tune it, or do you just tune it once? And the guy told me that usually during weather changes, because of the weather, when like there's a lot of humidity, it gets inside the piano, inside the notes, and it messes it up. And sometimes when you like hit a note, you won't hear the sound. I mean, you will hit the note, but it won't play out the note. So you should definitely try and tune your piano like every weather change, or 6 months is pretty good as well.
Yeah, exactly. Weather changes and changes in humidity are the biggest ones. So, especially string players who play violin, viola, any of this stuff, especially know the damaging effects that weather and humidity can have on their instrument. I know a lot of instrumentalists who will take their violin to, go perform somewhere and they have to completely retune their violin. Mainly because as you go inside, you go outside, you go into different environments. It's raining outside, perhaps. What happens is the wood and the strings kind of contract, and it does that inside of the piano as well. So it changes the actual tone of the piano. So Wolfgang's right. You want somebody to come in probably every season. Well, maybe not every 4 seasons, every single season, but at least twice a year to tune your piano. So that's something to consider when you get a real piano is do you have the time and money to tune it? I would say a tuning here in the United States where I live is at least $100. Could probably even go up to $200. So that's an ongoing thing. So that's you're probably going to be spending an extra $400 or $500 a year, perhaps, on getting it tuned. So consider that. Also, space. Pianos take up a lot more space. They're a lot harder to move from place to place, and they go out of tune. So there's some things to consider. If you're a very beginner and you're not, you're looking to get to maybe an intermediate level, you're looking to play maybe, something a little bit easier than this, then you could probably go for a keyboard depending on what your living situation is. But if you have the space, you have the money, definitely go for the piano. And one thing that Wolfgang will learn if he hasn't figured it out already is that even every acoustic regular piano feels a little bit different. Do you come across that, Wolfgang?
Yes, I did. It is actually true. Like every single one, they differ from each other.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, once you learn on one piano, you might go to perform. So, if you're ever performing anywhere, I always recommend you play on that piano before you actually perform, because then you'll get used to like the quirks and how it feels. Because a lot of times the pianos, they'll feel different, like up on the upper register, the high notes. Some pianos are really heavy up there, and you really have to hit those notes with a lot more force. So you really want to play on the piano ahead of time to kind of get used to that. Let's see here. Hyperactive Gamer says, I don't think I'm ready for a piano yet, but I hope to reach that level soon. So if you get that, Hyperactive Gamer, if you get that keyboard, that's definitely a step up from what you have. Full 88 keys, they're weighted keys. It will definitely get you to the next, the next level that where you want to be. And then once you get there, if you feel like, it's really going places for you, something you're really passionate about and you want to do as a professional, then, you can decide to get a piano then. Let's see. We had, hi from Berlin, says Painting Buddha. Welcome, Painting Buddha. Monica says, hello from Okinawa, Japan. I recently started watching your videos and I love them. Thank you for your hard work. You're very welcome, Monica. Okay, so can we work something out about the 12 notes? Brodacious, bring that up at tonight's live stream. Today, or right now at least, we're doing the Wolfgang, the Wolfgang stuff. All right, so it was a great live stream. How do you think it went, Wolfgang?
I think it went pretty well because it was my first time in a live stream and performing it for others in an online way through the internet. So, first time experience in a live stream and performing for others over the internet. It was a great experience, and I hope to do this again sometime coming soon.
Yeah, absolutely. So maybe in about a month or so. We're in March now, so you have until May. That's like, what day in May is your exam?
It's unknown. It's probably the end of May.
End of May. Okay, so we might have until the end of May. That's about 2 to 3 months here. So yeah, maybe we'll get another 2 of these in. Maybe once a month, we'll do something like this. And then like I said, right before your exam, we'll do this again with the pieces you'll play for your exam, just so you get that extra practice. And if anybody else wants to do this sort of thing, let me know, and we can schedule it out. Now, if a lot of people want to do it, then it'll be kind of slim pickings. It'll be hard to do. But, if you're out there and you feel like you want to perform, maybe even have me give a few pointers, teach maybe a mini lesson on it a little bit. We've been talking about that with some of the other live stream attendees like Rich. I'll probably do that with Rich pretty soon, actually, as like a test run outside of this one with Wolfgang. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, do let me know. I do want to know about that, and we'll go from there, because I feel like it would make a great lesson, because these ones that we played today, that Wolfgang played, they're already pretty well put together. He had been working on these for a long time. He has another teacher that he sees in person, so he gets a lot of feedback already. So there's very few things I have to tell him, other than those few performance tips about, just trying to resume where you were, continue through to the end, and things about nervousness. So, if you have something that's not 100% put together, that's totally cool. I'd still like to hear it so I can give you some tips. Somebody sent me something on Twitter, recording to a Maple Leaf rag. I did not forget about you. I will get to that pretty soon, hopefully today. I've been still very busy, but I am getting back on track with these things. So, all right, everybody. So it was a great live stream. Any last-minute comments or questions from you, Wolfgang?
No, that's pretty much it. I don't have anything else to say. Just thanks to everyone who attended, and whoever is studying with Tim, just keep going, because he's a great teacher, and his teachings are what got me started and what got me this far.
Great. Well, thanks, Wolfgang. We will hold on with the Skype call for a couple of minutes. I'm going to end the live stream right now. I just want to tell everybody, thank you for coming out today. You're always welcome back again. I love to see these regular names and faces, and I'll answer Monica's question here in a second. And, yeah, thanks for coming by, and we're going to have another live stream tonight, so make sure to make time for that. Monica's question is, I had a bad experience when trying to play guitar when I was 12. I'm an adult now, my hands are pretty small, and I'm trying to learn to play the piano. Any advice? Well, the advice I have for you is to keep going with it. I do not have very large hands at all. Now, I can reach maybe as an adult, fully grown adult, my hands aren't going to get any larger. I can only reach a ninth, which is okay. If you can reach within an octave, that's generally okay. But just because you have small hands doesn't mean that you can't play piano. It certainly is a little bit easier if you have larger hands. But, I've gotten as far as I did with smaller hands. As far as the guitar, I can't tell you much about that. But with the piano, just keep at it. Play songs that do not have a huge range to them. Like you almost want to avoid songs that have anything more than a tenth in one hand. However, there's a little trick to doing that. You can roll it. Oops, I missed it. If you do it quick enough, oops, with the pedal, you can kind of still get the sound of both notes. But generally, you want to stick to something with a little bit shorter of a range. Like this song we actually play, actually the song I'm looking at right now has a very short range. That would be good. So there's lots of songs you can play, and just because something has a large range for each of the hands doesn't mean you can't play it. There's little tricks around that always. My pinky is about 1 inch long. My pinky is maybe like 1.5 inches. It might be 2 inches long, but my pinky is not very, very long. So just keep going. My hands are still pretty small. Yeah, I would say keep playing, because even with, even if you have really short fingers, you can still play scales and things like that, and they come up in songs a lot. So yeah, just stick to things where the range isn't really, really large, and you can still play a lot of pieces. So just keep at it. Don't think I guess the main point of advice I have for you, because I don't have tiny hands. I have probably in the middle, maybe a little bit on the smaller side. The only advice I have for you is just don't give up on it. Don't think that because you have little hands or smaller hands for the notes you're trying to play that you can't play. You just have to persevere. If I wish I had like a special magic bullet for you on how to solve that problem, other than just keep going with it, and just don't tell yourself that you can't do it because of one thing or the other. So just keep at it. Okay, so let's see. Painting Buddha says, thanks guys, stay hoppy. And then great to see you. Bye-bye. Thank you, Jonathan. And thank you for coming along, Monica. I'll think about your question a little bit more and see if I have, a perfect thing to tell you. But for right now, I just have to say, stick with it and don't tell yourself that you can't do it. You can. And I've seen many people with smaller hands play excellent, excellent piano. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming out. I'll talk to you later. I'll stay on here with Wolfgang for a little bit, but I will end the stream now, so just give me a second. So thanks for coming by, everybody. This has been Tim from Lessons on the Web, and I'll see you for the next lesson. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah, and after the live stream, head over to pianolessonsontheweb.com, where you can learn a lot more about piano music. Let me type in this really quick. So there's my website. Feel free to check it out after the live stream is finished. So thanks, everybody, and I'll check you out tonight for the next live stream.